Hi guys, so I wanted to come to you today to talk about an important matter that I have seen on Instagram and just Facebook lately, talking about the ABH palettes. And I just wanted to say that I just don't care for them anymore. Like when they say that all her eyeshadow palettes look alike, I think the same. She's not giving me my entire life anymore with her eyeshadow palettes that she's coming out with. So, you know that the sultry palette is coming out and that shit looks like crap. To me, it looks like crap. But I thought the same thing when I saw the soft glam palette and I was like, oh, I'm not getting that. That's totally neutral. But I ended up getting it and I love it. So I decided after that I was going to collect all the ABH palettes or whatever. But when you think about it, it's $42 for the palette. Not bad or whatever because you get 12 shades. Divide that shit. I'm not. But you only get a certain amount of ounces. And even Stephanie Nicole has said that for the price of ABH shadows and how much ounces is pretty much the most expensive on the market. Whatever, you can go to her channel. She's pretty well known because she gives very in detailed descriptions of palettes. I'm sorry guys, but I cannot breathe. Like, I don't know what's going on, but there's like something in my throat that's blocking me from breathing. So yeah. So it's $42 for a palette, and then they only last for 6 months. So okay, you know, sometimes with powder products, they can last a lot longer. And granted, they can. So right now I have my ABH Modern Renaissance palette. And I think I had it ever since it has came out. Probably, what, I don't know. And now it has changed formula on me and just doesn't work the same way it does anymore. But I have another palette from the same time that I bought that palette, and it still works perfectly fine. So it just made me think of whatever. How are my other eyeshadow palettes from her doing? So I was playing with my soft glam the other day, right? Using colors I would normally use, and I was thinking to myself, this doesn't look like what I'm used to, whatever. And granted, I got that one as soon as it came out. It came out in March and it's now October, so that's 7 months. So I was like, I know this is not about to expire on me when I barely got any use out of it, whatever. And granted, there's some people out here who are like using their ABH palettes like consistently, and they're hitting pan with them, and they're just consistently, you know, getting love and use out of them. But you know, I keep my eyeshadow, and it's just, you know, I don't get around to it that much or whatever. I have my all-time favorites that I always go to, or if it's on my desk, I'm using it. So now I'm just thinking like, man, by the time I even reach for, so I want to reach for my Subculture palette again. But now I'm scared that, like, even though already people have said what they said about the Subculture palette, I'm scared that it just won't look the same as it used to. And I absolutely love that palette. So another thing is with the formula that I feel like that's they're coming out with again and again is like their mattes suck. Their mattes become muddy if you keep lapping it onto another one or whatever. It just doesn't look right. Like, why is my mattes looking muddy, or why is my mattes blending all into one color? I mentioned before on my Novena palette that the mattes in there suck. They become muddy. You can't put them all onto each other because they would just run into one and they just look like crap or whatever. And then I think that's what's happening with my Subculture, that's not my Subculture one, that's what's happening with my soft glam one. Like, I'm putting the mattes on top of each other and they're starting to look crappy. And and that's obviously what happened to my Modern Renaissance one. I put one color on top of another and they look crappy. Like, they just became so muddy and it's just not what they used to. Swatched, they come out beautiful. It looks like one color, but once you start blending it in, like, they just look brown, like a dark brown. Like, how does it become from a fuchsia color to a brown? I don't know, whatever. It's just weird, and it just makes me really sad. But once I saw that sultry palette, The packaging is nice for it. The packaging is really nice for it. But I said I am done. And like I said, I wanted to collect all of ABH shadows, but I am done. I feel like that brand is not as good as people make it. Like, honestly, their liquid lipsticks, I hate them. Their lipsticks that they came out with, I hated them. I just tested them in the store and it felt dry to me. What's their foundation? I heard plenty of people saying that they don't like them. They don't last that long. Yes, it has a good shade range, but I haven't heard that many people still using it at all. Nope. But people vouching in and out for NARS like over and over again. NARS has no way, and also Fenty Beauty. If you watch the smaller channels, watch the smaller channels, not the big ones, because they're always testing something. So, yeah, I decided that I'm just not going to collect from her brand anymore because. But honestly, their highlighters are good. I do give them that. Their highlighters are good. I have the Amrezy one. Bro, let me see. I have the Amrezy one. It has a 12-month expiration, but I absolutely love this. I think they do a really good job with their highlighters and their brow products. Honestly, their dip brow is actually good, but I don't like their brow pencils anymore, or the little slanted, the Brow Wiz, or the brow other one, the one that's slanted and then the pencil. I just don't care for anymore. After I got with Benefit, I cut those two out, but I used the dip brow today, and honestly, I've had it for a very long time, and it doesn't disappoint. However, it's still dark as shit, or it's still dark as fuck, and it still glides out and does good. But that's probably it. I think she should have just stayed to that. She probably should have just stayed to highlighters and brow products, because I don't like any. Everything else is very controversial. That's what I'm gonna say. So yeah, so that is my take on the ABH brand and how I feel about it, and I just won't be buying. Hopefully, you know, she comes out with new shit all the time. So unless she comes with like a banging butt palette that like I'm fiending over, that'll probably be the next thing that I bring from her brand.